I find this to be one of the worst arguments that Christians like to make, or believers, creationists like to make, when it concerns the fact that we are present on this planet. That the universe must be fine tuned for life, and therefore, with such precision, this perfect point is points to a designer. This universe is not perfect. It is not perfectly fine tuned for life to exist in it. Life has been fine tuned to exist in this universe. I need you to understand that. Let that get deep down in your psyche. Not that the universe has been fine tuned for life, but life has tuned itself to exist within this universe. Let me explain. You see, when you look at the vastness of the universe that we know of, because there's a whole lot of universe that we have no idea that exists. But when you look at our known existing universe, the overwhelming majority of that universe is uninhabitable. Life as we know it cannot exist within the majority of the universe that exists. And therefore, the universe is not fine tuned for life if the majority of it cannot sustain life. Now, many would then point to and say that, well, look at Earth. For us to be such in a great point where we can have life on it, and to have all the elements that came together, that are together, so that we can have life, for the balance that happens in nature. Well, first of all, this is only the balance that happens in nature on our particular planet. We have discovered at least 400 other Earth-like planets in retrospect to where their star is, in regards to where their star is. So there could very well be life on other planets. But what that demonstrates is that in order for life to exist in the way that we understand life, that it has to be in this habitable zone. And many will say, well, us being in the habitable zones points to the perfection of the fine tuning of the Earth. The problem with that is that Earth hasn't always been in the habitable zone of our star. That Earth has been moving through the habitable zone of our star, and will continue to move through the habitable zone of our star. Now, either one of two things are going to happen, though, even with that. Either the Earth will move and stay within the habitable zone and move out of it, and then life on Earth will die, or the sun will grow so large that the habitable zone that we need for our star will stretch further and further out. And so then we will be outside of the habitable zone, and then end up becoming a barren rock, and, well, a gaseous planet, then a barren rock, and then absorbed by the time our planet becomes a red giant. I mean, by the time our sun becomes a red giant. So therefore, because there is this movement that we can see and measure, we know that the Earth is not fine tuned, but it is just moving along the lines of nature, and just happens to be in a state right now where life can exist on Earth. But in a few billion years, life will not be able to exist on Earth. So then, how is Earth fine tuned for us? It's not. It's not. So I want you to also think about this. This is the other part. And we're drilling it down. First, we went from a universal perspective. Now we looked at our solar system. Now let's look at Earth itself. The Earth sits in a position where every year, every day is constantly being bombarded by meteorites. Now, the overwhelming majority of those meteorites are very tiny. But we can see that there have been events that have happened on the planet, like the meteorite that struck the Yucatan Peninsula, and that effectively destroyed 98% of all life and vegetation on the planet. Only those animals and plants that were able to adapt to the new situation were able to survive. This is why you will easily see that 98% of all life that has ever existed on this planet has gone extinct, because there's been at least 5 different extinction level events that have happened on the planet Earth. And because of those things, most don't survive. The only reason we are here is because whatever was our longest ancestor back ago during the time frame of the asteroid hitting the Yucatan Peninsula was able to survive and adapt. Adaptation is true. It's truly the survival of the fittest. It's not about how big you are, how strong you are. But what we do see is that everything on this planet that exists today exists in an environment where, in its natural state, it can live and thrive and replicate itself. Man is the only creature because we have levels of logical thinking, reasoning, self awareness that has the ability to create a new environment or recreate, terraform an environment in order for us to be able to survive in it. People living in cities like up in Milwaukee and in Toronto, we're not supposed to be living there because butt booty ass naked, you would die. Without the ingenuity, you would die. And this is why early man lived in the tropical areas. This is why early man comes from equatorial areas. They do not start in the tundra. Man cannot start in tundra because before man developed technologies, man would not have been able to survive in the cold tundras. That came about through later development of ingenuity, understanding how to control fire, understanding how to build shelter, understanding how to hunt, how to utilize nature in order for you to be able to survive. That came later, and we can see that progression of man. So therefore, the earth is not made for man because we have a very limited sphere of space that we can actually live in a natural state of being. And within that natural state of being, more than half of the things in that area is designed to kill you. It's designed to kill you. I want you to think about it. The most apex, and people like to think that humans are the apex, right? The most apex animals live in a situation where they are least likely to die from some other thing. Elephants and lions and tigers, nothing else is hunting them. Well, baby elephants maybe, but they're pretty much safe. They're pretty much secure. Not much is going to bother them. They can live in their natural state and they're fine. You don't see them dying from malaria. You don't see them eating plants that kill them because they somehow know what to eat and what not to eat. People, we don't know that. Maybe we once knew back in the day, but we don't know that anymore. So every other animal lives in tune with nature, and the apex animals dominate that nature naturally. Humans are the only animals on the planet that the only way we can dominate any area is that we had to develop tools to be able to dominate any area. Earth ain't made for us. Mosquitoes can kill all of us. Fleas can kill all of us. We would lose in a fight against the lions and the elephants and the tigers. We lose that battle every time. But the fact that a mosquito or a flea can cause such an epidemic that it killed 98, anywhere from 70 to 98% of the population in Europe, we are not apex. We are not naturally apex. Let me be clear. So the Earth, our solar system, our galaxy, the universe as we know it, being fine tuned for us? No, it has not. That does not point to a designer. Because if I was a designer of the universe for people that I was creating, I would make the majority of the universe habitable for them. I would make it where they're not sitting in a firing range of meteorites and comets and all types of other things. I would not put them in a place where they can only exist for a certain amount of time. And billions of years is just a speck of time when considering the time and a universal standpoint. It's just it's like that. I would also not put them on a planet where the overwhelming majority of the planet they can't live in naturally, and I wouldn't put them on a planet where there are more things on the planet that can kill them than things that will benefit them. Most of the plant life on the planet you can't consume, you can't eat. It will make you sick. Your body will reject it, or it's not fit for food for you. Most of the plants, most of the animals, and half the animals on the planet will kill you in a fair fight. No weapons, they will kill you. You will lose. The earth is not perfectly designed for us. The universe is not perfectly designed for us. There is no designer. It's not. The universe is actually more chaotic and more destructive than it is in order. So y'all have a great day. And always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.